Chapter 13, The Case of the Battling Boys. On Saturday afternoon, I was rolling around the living room in my hamster ball when the doorbell rang. Thomas ran to open the door and said, "Hi, Joey." It was time for my plan. I started running like crazy in my ball, so it rolled and rolled and rolled way, way under the couch where it was dark and a little dusty. Perfect. Thomas and Joey were talking, but their voices were hard to hear because there was a piece of cloth around the bottom of the couch that reached to the floor. "Hey, Joey, my dad said he'd drive us to the park. We could shoot some hoops there," Thomas said. "No," Joey said. "My mom's waiting in the car." "My dad would take you back later," Thomas said. "He could talk to your mom." I thought I heard Joey say, "No," again. Then he asked, "Where's Humphrey?" Thomas said something I couldn't understand. Then Joey said, "Well, he must be around here somewhere." They said something about searching for me. Then all I heard were footsteps clomping all over the room. "I used to have a hamster named Giggles," Joey said. "He loved his hamster ball. Humphrey reminds me of him." Then Thomas said, "I used to have a pet ostrich. He giggled too." "No way," Joey said. "I did," Thomas insisted. "His name was Ozzy." Joey sighed. "Let's just find Humphrey." The boys were quiet again, except for their footsteps. "He must be under something," Joey said. More footsteps. Then Thomas said, "Not under the chair." Even more footsteps. Then Joey said, "What about the couch?" Before I knew it, a hand lifted up the cloth. Thomas and Joey were staring right at me. "Humphrey," Thomas said, "what were you doing under there?" I didn't dare squeak the truth, so I stayed silent. Joey reached way, way back and grabbed the hamster ball. "Where's his cage?" "In my room," Thomas said. Joey carried me to Thomas's room and put me back in my cage. "Okay, Humphrey, we're ready to go," he told me. "Wait," Thomas said. "Don't you want to come shoot some hoops with me and my dad? He used to be in the NBA." "NBA? Look, I just don't want to," Joey said. I was surprised to hear Joey talk like that. Just Joey usually got along with everyone. "What's wrong with you?" Thomas asked. "Why are you always telling lies?" Joey asked. "Your dad wasn't in the NBA, and he's not a detective or an airline pilot or any of that stuff." Thomas hesitated. "No," he admitted, "but he's in the transportation business. He sells cars." "You don't have to make up all that stuff. You're lucky to have a dad around. Not everyone does," Joey said. "My dad lives far away, and I don't get to see him much, but I don't lie about him." "Sorry," Thomas said. He sounded sorry. I was sorry that Joey didn't get to see his dad much, too. But Joey wasn't finished with Thomas. "What about the lost and found?" Thomas rolled his eyes. "It was just kind of creepy in there. But maybe the severed hand was just a glove." "And the ostrich?" Joey asked. Thomas laughed. "I did have an ostrich named Ozzy, but it was a toy I had when I was little." Joey grinned. "I believe that. And the shark tooth?" "Shark teeth? That's true," Thomas said. "I'll show you." He opened a drawer and handed a box to Joey. "Here they are." Joey's eyes got really big when he looked inside the box. "Wow, those really are shark teeth." "My uncle gave them to me," Thomas said. "He's in the Navy, and that's true." I scrambled to get a peek at the shark teeth. Eek! They looked unsqueakably sharp. Joey stared at the teeth. "Do you know what kind they are?" Thomas shook his head. "The library has a book on sharks. We could look them up," Joey said. "Together?" Thomas asked. Just Joey grinned. "Yeah, if you don't make stuff up." Thomas nodded and said, "I'd just like to make things sound more interesting." "You don't need to," Joey answered. Thomas seemed surprised. "I don't?" "Just be you." "Just Thomas," Joey said. Thomas thought for a second. "Okay, so do you want to shoot some hoops before we go to the library?" he asked. Joey did, which made me feel great, great, great. He went out and talked to his mom. Then Mr. True took Joey and Thomas away for a long time. When they came back, they had a new idea. Joey would spend the night at Thomas's, and they would look after me together. That meant I wasn't going to Joey's house after all. I wasn't all that disappointed, since he had a dog named Skipper who caught frisbees in his teeth. I'd seen the tooth marks, so I'm pretty sure he wasn't exaggerating. I'd rather be around shark teeth with no shark attached than a dog with teeth still in its mouth. And on Sunday, I was thrilled when Thomas and Joey studied for the big math test together. That's where we'll